have our Vice President with us, His Excellency Hilary Ramsey. We have our Secretary General with us, Honorable Gloria Lake, myself, the Deputy Secretary General, Honorable Beverly Fiancom. We have our Director for Information, Honorable Yusuf Ibrahim. We also have here our Director for Welfare, Honorable Priscilla Ahaibo, and Project Policies and Programs, Honorable Tabuka Befoli. Please pardon me, executives who will join us as time goes on. I would actually acknowledge them do join, but for those that we have here with us, can you acknowledge them by reacting? And yes, please react to acknowledge our leadership, please. As we appreciate their leadership, their dedication, and continuous efforts in advancing the vision of FALAS across the continent. So thank you very much. We'll move on to the next, which is the welcome remarks by our president. And it is an honor to invite a remarkable leader whose vision and commitment continues to drive the growth and impact of us. Her Excellency Isetta Jones Howie. Please take the floor and give us a welcome remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Beverly Fianco, and thank you everybody for joining today. Good evening, everyone. Some of our past presidents are not online yet, but they are going to join us shortly. So I would like to proceed now with my welcome remarks. Honorable Emmanuel Wombodo, Pioneer President of the Federation of African Law Students, Honorable Alfred Elide, past immediate President, Honorable Siafa Banki Muka II, past President of FALAS, Honorable Sirem Kofi Sirem, past President directors, distinguished colleagues, and my fellow Falasats. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. It depends your time. I would like to welcome you today to our official launch of our conference that is to be held in October. This is not just an ordinary launch, but this is a milestone and a remarkable and historical conference that I would like you to come with your questions, ask their answer in a manner where it's understood. And I want to thank our Executive Council for their dedication, their hard work in making today a success, and most especially our chairperson and her team for ensuring that our destination or our venue for this year's conference is successful. I relax as I turn over the floor to our Honorable Deputy Secretary General. Thank you for your time.
Remarks. Your words actually set the tone for what promises to be an impactful conference. So, can we acknowledge her as we move on to the next on the agenda? At this point, I would respectfully invite the chairperson for the conference planning committee. Kindly join me in welcoming our chairperson, Mrs. Shanita, as she takes the floor. Please do come in. Outline of the conference and much information we'll need ahead of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Fianco. I appreciate this moment. I thank everyone that has been able to on this platform to be able to share and discuss the upcoming conference. It's really a privilege that everyone has been able to join. We thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank God for making this possible and for bringing the Federation for granted. And I would like to thank the presenter. Thank you so much for how far you've brought the Federation, how the good work of our previous presidents. And thank you for working hand in hand with your executive team and everyone else that has been on the team that's been building up this event up to the moment we are in right now. First of all, I do not know if I should go straight forward to speaking about the conference and what we have in plan, or if we should first understand the questions and address and have them in mind so that we address exactly what is. Madam Bevlin, you could clarify on that.
Madam Chair, please, you can begin any way you see fit for us to gain much details on the conference, please.
All right, please. Thank you. So, first of all, I would like to note that this year's conference is going to be the sixth annual conference that FALAS has held. We have held 5 conferences previously. The first was in 2021 at the University of Professional Studies in Ghana, and the second was at the University of Witwatersrand in South Africa in the year 2022. And then in 2023, we held our conference in Kigali Independent University, Rwanda, 2023. And then Kampala International University, Tanzania, that was 2024. And then last year, we had a very beautiful, memorable conference at the African Union in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. So this year will mark our 6th annual conference under the presidency of Ms. Izeta Hoy Jones. So this year's conference, we have planned and organized the conference to be held at we've planned to have the conference at the international, hold on. We are having the conference at the Cape Town International Convention Center, CTICC. That convention center sits at the V&A waterfront, and it is located right next to the hotel. The hotel is Western Cape Hotel. That is where we have planned to have our accommodation and then have the conference at the convention center. The fees that we put out, I don't know if we have someone that can cast. Bev, are you able to cast? To maybe have the program lined up and shown to the delegates so that we follow through. the different studies that we can be offered for those that would like to undertake master's studies, PhDs, and postgraduates. We shall have an arrangement for that. So we intend to visit the University of Cape Town on Wednesday, 28th October. Then we shall have excursions where we shall visit the Table Mountain, the Cape Town zip lines. We shall visit the wineries. And then we shall also have a culture festival that afternoon. And in that culture festival, we intend to have traditional performances. If you remember the conference in South Africa, I think we had a very serious culture engagement where we had competitions and winning teams, and everyone was showcasing their culture outfit, like it has always been anyway, but we intend to make it bigger this time. We shall have a cultural traditional cuisine, and that means that we shall have a dinner, or let's say a late lunch, where we shall share different traditional meals from our different African cultures. We shall also have an IQ arena where we shall compete in some questions, IQ questions, and then we shall have awards and entertainment. We shall award the winners of the cultural performances and all that. And then on Thursday, 29th October 2026, we shall have governance and elections. However, I need to note that we shall have our vetting of the candidates on Wednesday. In between the program, we have arranged that we shall have the vetting of the candidates that intend to contest for positions on the Federation leadership team. Then on Thursday is when we shall have the General Assembly, the annual reports, the election of the FALAS leadership. All that will be done on Thursday. So basically, you need to note that Thursday will be mostly about the governance and the elections. And then in the evening, we shall have a beach relaxation and networking event. We shall visit the beach immediately after the elections. On Friday, 30th October, we shall have an excursion and gala night where we shall visit the Cape Winelands during daytime. Luckily enough, the hotel is at the V&A waterfront, so we shall be able to have time to also explore it. Then we shall visit the Two Oceans Aquarium and the Zeiss Museum. We shall also maybe include when we include any other activities or places to visit, we shall be able to let you all know. And then on Saturday, that is a day for our departures. The program is I think I've seen Honorable Bevlin trying to share it, but the tentative program is very broad. It classifies everything that is going to happen on Monday to Friday, and it shows all the relevant activities that will happen, and it also describes the outfits that we shall have to wear, the professional outfits that we shall have to wear, and the cultural ones, and then the FALAS t-shirts. Everything is really outlined on the tentative program, which we are going to share with all of you. At this point, I think it is safe to say that we have had a very good organization with the team. Thank you to the leadership. Thank you for cooperating. Thank you for publicizing this. Thank you for everything that you have been doing to enable us to reach the point we are at. The fees, which is the most crucial part, the fees after discussions and negotiations with the hotel we are staying at, with the team, the leadership, we agreed that the fees for the conference shall be $500 for double occupancy, those that will share a room, and then $600 for single occupancy for those that will be sleeping alone. The rooms are comfortable. It's a 5-star hotel. It has a gym. It has a swimming pool, all accessible to the delegates that will be attending the conference. So I would welcome on any questions that you have about the upcoming conference, and I'll be able to answer them. Thank you so much.
Please, sorry, Madam Chair, maybe before. Patrick, please mute. His audio is being re-echoed in the group. Please mute Patrick. Over to you, Madam Beverlyn, to continue.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for the details concerning the conference. Please note that we'll be sharing flyers which actually summarizes everything she stated. Sorry for not showing it because I was trying to, but she was further ahead, and that is totally fine. So our Director of Information and Protocol will do the honors of sharing these into the perspective groups so that all of you could have a look. Your country directors will take it from there. Then you would also have a look at all these flyers and the activities that would be going on each day. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. So we would move on to the next outline, which is questions from those present here, potential delegates as well. So please kindly raise your hand if you have questions, and then we would call you one after the other to address it to the chairperson. Then we continue. Thank you. Okay, so the very first, I see Mr. Ryan. Could you please take the floor and ask the question?
Thank you very much. I was just inquiring on the culture day and the day we are going to have a tour. Do we have a small itinerary, or you can explain to us the many places that we are going to visit?
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, of course, and that is why we said we were going to share the FALAS tentative program that we have designed. We are going to visit, however, on the Culture Day in specific, we're going to visit the University of Cape Town, like I already mentioned. Then we are going to visit the Table Mountain. We shall do cableway and cutting experience. We shall have the Cape Town zip lines, the South Africa Forest Adventures, group photos and sightseeing, yeah, and much more which we shall share.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Mr. Ryan, does that answer your question? Okay, so we'll move on to the next person, which is Junior. Could you please unmute?
Thank you very much for recognizing me. My name is Junior Payne. I lived in Kigali, Rwanda, but originally from Liberia, a final year law student. I have a question and a recommendation too as well. Let me start with the recommendation. The late registration fees is, it starts the 1st of August. I want to recommend that at least, sorry, I'm having a feedback. Thank you. I want to recommend at least we push it forward, maybe to the middle of August, like the 15th of August, so that it can give other people the opportunity to register on time. And then I also want to ask if the domestic students, for example, the host country will also be paying the same fees as those that will be going in South Africa. Thank you. Over.
Thank you too, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much for that question. And the recommendation especially. Thank you for the recommendation. We are putting that into consideration and we've taken note. Our Secretary General is noting down. So we shall consider the late fees and push them forward. But of course, it was in the interest of having the conference organized better and earlier for us to be able to put everything together. And then regarding the question as to, I think you're asking about the South African students. No, of course, they cannot be able to pay the same amount as other delegates from other countries. One, because I would suppose they would not want to take our accommodation. But if they're taking the accommodation, then they would incur the same fees as us, because the fees really caters for the accommodation and all the amenities we shall have to experience. Yes. But for the South African students, we shall communicate a figure very soon. The executive team and the committee organizing the conference are trying to zero down on that. We shall share that very soon.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I hope that answers the question. We'll move on to the next. We would call on Mr. Fabian. Can you unmute and ask your question?
Thank you very much, Honorable Beverlyn, Madam President, Madam Chairperson, Conference Planning Committee for the FALAS 2026 conference, and all members present. My question is in regards to the payment. So the initially provided poster, it shows the amount that is supposed to be paid for single occupancy and double occupancy, which is $500 and $600 respectively. And it also shows the late registration fee. However, my question is in regards to how the money shall be paid. Is it paid through like country directors directly to the chairperson, or is it paid on arrival for those who will be paying late registration? Thank you very much.
Okay. Kindly mute so I can answer the question.
Is it Tanya? Please mute.
Thank you for the question. So we have always had a Federation bank account to which we pay money. And this year we shall be using the EcoBank account. And I can read the account number for everyone to note down, whoever is able to note it down. It's registered in the names of Federation of African Law Students. And the account number is 6101934862, EcoBank. Someone can, Bev, you could help me share it on the group or write it down. 6101934862, EcoBank, Federation of African Law Students. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. We would move on to FALAS West Africa. Can you take the floor?
All right, thank you so much for the opportunity. A warm good evening. Okay, so I respectfully wish to raise a concern in my capacity as Regional Director for FALAS West Africa. My name is Daniela Hyde. Within my jurisdiction, we operate within two languages. We have English and then we have the French jurisdictions. But then in the entire course of this, this announcement or this program, I haven't heard the French and the English people are here, but I haven't heard a single French, and it's making my people and I feel left out. Yes, please, that will be all. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and paying attention to this matter for me.
Honorable Bev, could you kindly repeat for me what she asked, because I couldn't get her clearly?
Okay, so she was basically raising a concern about the fact that we didn't get a translator for the French-speaking countries. Pardon us, Madam Hyde. We struggled to get one to translate. We were trying to get some country directors to help with that, but we found it hard to get one, and we will do better next time. But then we would also make provisions for them, please. So can you take note of that? Thank you. So please, we'll call on Grace. Can you unmute and ask your question?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Madam Chairperson. My name is Grace, and I'm speaking from Ghana. Um, from the flyers that was posted on our platform, it seems the program, the initial amount is $500 and then $600. Please, I would want to find out, is it flight inclusive or this is strictly for accommodation alone? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. It is actually very important for us to actually understand the 500 and its package. The 500 US dollars is a double occupancy package where the only difference is that you would be sharing a room with someone else. 600, you'll be sleeping alone. You have access to all other packages that come with the conference. That fee is strictly, I repeat, strictly a conference fee, a conference registration fee. That implies that that fee will cater for everything that requires you to be at the conference. Your food for 3 days, your food, lunch, breakfast, lunch, and supper for 6 days, for 5 days, sorry. Your accommodation, that is bed, that is all the money covers, and the excursions and the souvenirs from FALAS and the certificates, everything that comes with the conference, basically. Transportation while at the conference, payment to the excursion sites, all that is catered for with your 500 US dollars, except your flight. Your flight is a whole new arrangement that you take care of yourself. However, FALAS assists you with visa assistance. It gives you visa assistance. Yeah, when you're applying for the visa, we write letters usually to invite you and to inform the visa officers that you're indeed coming for the conference and that we have arranged for you accommodation and all those. Yes, that is the extremity of the price that we charge.
Madam Chair, I think it's also important to put it forward that on that money, visas are exempted. For example, if delegates are coming from Uganda, you pay for your visa by yourself. From Uganda to South Africa is quite expensive, and still that money does not cover for the visas. Most of the time, we always get challenges with that, the flights and the visas. That amount, just like Madam Chair has stated, it's strictly for your registration, for your accommodation, inland transportation, your feeding, and to make you comfortable while in South Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Please, in case you want to come in to add up to what Madam Chair says, kindly raise your hand. I'll call you in so that we don't have multiple people talking at once. But thank you for your contribution. So we would move on to the next person. We would call in Miss Naki. Kindly unmute and ask your question. Thank you.
All right. All protocols duly observed. And I like to especially greet all the dignitaries and persons here. So my name is Naki Israel, and I'm the chairperson for the FALAS Female Forum. So I have two recommendations concerning the problem which Miss Daniela Hyde addressed. I think that moving forward, we can get a paid Google account to be hosting our meeting so that we get access to features like the Google Translator, etc. And also, since it's in South Africa, I want to suggest that we as a we as a federation get a partnership with an airline. And since it's South Africa, there's South Africa Airways, because most of the problems I have had or had to, answer are with the travel cost expenses. I'm sure that's why Ms. Grace was asking that question, if it was included. So if we can at least partner with an airline or two so that we can get subsidized fares for members of FALAS, if maybe we have to give them some form of certificate or something for identification so that they can also enjoy that benefit. Yes, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Naki. Madam Chair.
Can you hear me? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that recommendation. We have always had, okay, not always, but last year we were able to secure a partnership with Kenya Airways and Ethiopian Airlines, and we were able to get subsidized fees for the airlines, and we are still working on the same. Thankfully, we have, I don't know if our head diplomacy is on the meeting, but she is already working on that, and she's already trying to secure the partnerships with the airlines, and we promise that that will be worked on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too for the question. Would move on to the next, which is Mr. Angeli. Kindly unmute. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name well. Okay, if he's not available, we could move on to the next. We would call on Mr. Richard. Please, if you've spoken, kindly put your hands down so that we can focus on those who haven't. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Richard, speaking from Ghana. My question is in respect of the visit to places within South Africa. It appears every trip within the country is going to happen in Cape Town, but will the leadership consider the possibility of a trip to the historical residence of Nelson Mandela in Soweto? That will not have too much toll on the finances and the organization of the conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much for that question. It is very good that you have suggested the same. That is why we had to have such a meeting, so that we welcome all your suggestions, and we've noted down, and we shall be able to put that in consideration.
Thank you very much. Let us kindly move on as I call on Mr. Matthew Atanga. Please unmute and ask your question. Thank you.
All right. All right. Mine is actually, thank you so much for the opportunity. Mine is not a question, but rather to clarify and answer some questions that I think I need to add a little bit to what Madam Chair have already said. So first, with respect to the Soweto question that Mr. Richard has asked, I think that Joburg and Cape Town are far apart. We may need a flight, and that is going to cost a lot. So it's almost impossible for us to have a trip from Cape Town to an exhibition site far away in Joburg. You know, we had a conference there in 2022, and I think we toured all those places. So I think those who even went with us and who traveled with us in 2022 might not even, I mean, have that in their interest to visit those places again. So that is the constraint of traveling outside Cape Town. You because of security reasons, we cannot go by land. So we might need a flight, which is going to cost so much. And then with respect to, I think someone asked about the cultural day, whether you'll be visiting other places. Yes, as already said by Madam Chair, we will visit some places before the cultural event. However, we are also working on securing a partnership with a firm, like what happened in 2022. We actually held the cultural event at Baker McKenzie. Yeah, they sponsored it. So we went to the firm, to the law firm, and then had it there. So you will try to exploit that opportunity again if we are able to get a partnership with a law firm either Bowmans, Baker McKenzie, DLL Piper, if they are willing to host us again, we may be having the cultural event outside the hotel. We will have it with a law firm. And then with the flight arrangement, we've tried it several times, and it's quite hectic because people don't pay in time when you try to organize a group flight. But you will try it again. But for people from Ghana, like we do for the past 4 years, we always organize a group itinerary that somehow brings down the cost, and we are working on that. Maybe in the next 2 weeks, we are doing negotiation with the airlines to see if we can get a good rate. But because of the Middle East conflict and the flight disruptions, the prices are currently high, but we are still negotiating. So as soon as we are able to get a good rate in the next 2 weeks, we shall make that available. And other countries that may also want to organize a group flight, which usually is a bit less costly compared to the individual bookings, you may also reach out to us through the director of the secretary general or the director of information, so that we looking at the numbers that you will have, we will see if we can make that arrangement for you so that the flight ticket will be somehow at a low cost compared to individual bookings. So that's just what I want to come in and clarify. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. We really do appreciate it. We would kindly move on to the next. I think the last person also. Oh, okay, last but one person. Manver. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name well, but please you could unmute and come in with your question.
Thank you, Beverly. Thank you so much. So thank you for recognizing me. First of all, good evening, Madam President. Good evening, Madam Chair and fellow delegates. So my name is Manvir, and I'm the country ambassador for the island of Mauritius. So my first question is that I know that the event is going to be held in October, but are we taking into consideration the war that is happening right now, and that perhaps might affect the fee that was mentioned earlier, because as it includes transportation and food. And so will it remain the same, or what might happen to it? And my second question is that given that we do have several FALAS organization through different countries, are there any restriction on how many members may attend for the conference? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, please.
Thank you so much for your questions. I would like to start with answering the second question, which was regarding the. Sorry, the first question was regarding the fees, and if we are taking into consideration the situation and the conflicts going on. Yes, the committee has been able to take into consideration the broader global situation at hand and the economic effects, and the fee that we have charged is the best fee that we could have to be able to hold the conference. Yes. Sorry, if you could echo the second question.
Yes, no worries. So I was saying that given that we do have several FALAS organizations through different countries, I was asking, is there any restriction on how many members can attend from the
Okay.
different FALAS organizations? Yes,
Okay, I got it now. So the number of people, that the delegates that could attend for now is not restricted, because one, we've been able to secure a good hotel that could be able to accommodate over 200, over 300 of us. So the bigger the numbers, the better for us. And the conference center, the convention center itself, the CCTIC, is a very big conference center. It will be able to host as many as we can be. So the numbers are not in contest. We can have as many delegates attend as we can.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Please, does that answer your question, or do you have any? If not, we can move on to the next person. We would call on FALAS Nigeria, I believe the country director for FALAS Nigeria. Madam, please unmute and take the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Beverly. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Madam President. Good evening, Madam Chair. My name is Shwara Oinkosla, and I'm here on behalf of the country director. She has other engagements at the moment, and the deputy country director is unavailable, is sick and indisposed for now. So my question is, for the conference arrangements, will the payments be made strictly in dollars, or the delegates can pay in the local currency equivalent to that 500 USD dollars or 600 USD dollars? Then my second question is, will there be an instrumental payment options for delegates, intending delegates for the conference? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, please come in, and then we'll call on Mr. Matthew Atanga to also add up to the few questions and also this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The account we shared is only for dollars, so you can only you can only be able to make your payment through that account using dollars, US dollars. However, we have leaders in position that are going to be able to receive your money in a currency that favors you. Let's say whichever country you're in, we shall have a country director that can be able to receive that money and transfer it to the account accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Atanga.
All right. So I wanted to clarify the questions that were asked before this one. So with respect to the registration fee, we expect it to remain the same because I'm not sure the war is going to affect the hotel rate. So we expect, and the inland transport. Remember, the fee does not include the flight ticket. So if there's going to be fluctuations in the cost, it should be the flight. And since it does not include the flight ticket, we believe that the rate will remain same, irrespective of whatever happens with the conflict situation. And then with respect to numbers, as Madam Chair rightly said, the hotel has a bedroom capacity of up to 406. And so that means any number we get, they should be able to accommodate us. Likewise, the conference hall. So, I mean, we don't restrict numbers to, we don't give quotas. So as many people as possible that are able to register from each country, you'll be able to cater for you. And then the payment, yes, I think that you can make installment payment, and also I'm sure they will release the SWIFT code for the account, for the bank account, and that allows you to make SWIFT payment in your local currency. An equivalent of the dollar. So you can make the payment in your local currency, and then it will reflect the equivalent. If you convert the equivalent in your local currency, the $500 equivalent in your local currency, and you do the SWIFT payment, I'm sure it will reflect in dollars in the dollar account. But as much as possible, if you can get dollars to buy, that will be okay. But you can make payment in the local currency using the SWIFT code. And I think leadership will release the SWIFT details of the bank account for people to be able to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you very much, Mr. Atanga. We move on to the last two for this particular meeting. We'll move on to Miss Tanya. I hope I'm pronouncing the name well. Then Miss Mina would come in after. Thank you. Can you unmute and ask the question?
So good evening, everyone. I'm Tanya Kanu, Deputy Ambassador from Mauritius. So I had a small question. We are doing so many arrangements for the conference in person. Are there any particular arrangements that has been done for people to attend online and for those who won't be able to attend that conference in person?
Thank you very much for that question.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the question. I would request that Honorable Beverly or someone from the executive committee answers that question, because I think they've been handling that.
Yes, ma'am. We would call on our Vice President, His Excellency Hilary Ramsey. Please take the floor. Okay, so Madam President could come in. Her Excellency.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Again, I've listened to your question regarding the online arrangements. As it is now, we've not made any arrangement regarding the online because most often we do for in person. But nevertheless, we are going to take that under consideration and see how best we can address that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Miss Mina, could you come in? Miss Mina is the last person asking a question. Then we move on, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Namina, and I'm from Sierra Leone. So I have a question, right? I wanted to ask if there's any chance that the deadline can be moved, considering for Sierra Leone, specifically for Sierra Leone, getting a visa to these countries like South Africa can be very, very difficult. So at the same time, we wouldn't want to like pay and then not get the visa. So I was thinking if the deadline can be moved to some later date, so it could give us enough time to probably process our visa and then buy plane tickets and also be able to apply at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Namina. I think you joined us a little bit late, but someone else had already asked that question. And we mentioned that we are considering, or we shall put it into consideration. However, we don't intend to really extend the deadline much further into, for instance, September, where we are unable to organize ourselves and have a conference that is really well put together. Yeah, but we shall have it into consideration and we shall discuss with the team.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Please unmute unless you have something to say, which you would have to raise your hand. Then permission would be granted for a successful meeting. So we had our pioneer president on board with us. He's left, but I would want us to acknowledge him the next minute he joins us again. But then I would also like to recognize and appreciate Mr. Grayson Sawa Wasiwa, a long-standing dedicated member of FALAS whose commitment and contributions over the years has greatly enriched the organization. You're most welcome, sir. Please let's acknowledge his presence as we continue with today's meeting. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. We'll move on to the next on the agenda for today, or the program outline.
Excuse me, Madam Bevelin. I'm so sorry to intrude you. I raised my hands earlier on and I was having a challenge with my network and I couldn't engage you earlier on. I'm not sure if you could grant me some space. I really apologize.
Okay, please kindly come with your question.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So nice of you. Good evening, fellow jurists and also colleagues. And good evening and greetings to Madam President with her collective, and also good evening to former President gracing us today. All protocol observe, fellow colleagues. My name is Andile Mngadi. I'm attending tonight with a dual passion as a newly elected student leader at Stadio High Education and also a policy researcher with Black Management Forum. I'm based in South Africa, affectionately known as KwaZulu-Natal, Durban. That is my city. I have a few questions, Madam Chairperson of the session. First being the logistic for first being directed to the national president. The logistic for the Continental Conference in Cape Town are massive. Given my work in policy development with the BMF Black Management Forum, I'm curious, how is FALAS aligning the conference agenda with the UA's Agenda 2063, aspiration for youth-led governance? That's question number one. And also the second question directed to the planning committee for the logistics. As a student leader at Stadio, I'd love to know how you planning to manage the last mile of the student participation. Is there a framework for local student leaders like myself to support to support the South African leg of the rollout? And the last one would be on partnership, which is I see a lot of synergy between the BMF missions for managerial leadership and also FALA's goals of building legal leaders. Do you see an opening for professional bodies to partner with you on a Cape Town 2026 workshop, of which I could assist in engaging BMF to also come in assisting? And lastly, will be in my capacity as a policy analyst now, I'd be happy to assist the planning committee in drafting any local policy framework or white paper for the conference as we are going towards the conference in Cape Town. That is my submission today, Madam Chairperson of the session. And thank you so much for your assistance and also giving me a chance after I was given, but I had network problems. And thank you again.
Thank you so much, Andile. I think you asked about 3 questions, but first, your question was regarding whether FALAS aligns with the United Nations agenda. And yes, FALAS aligns with the United Nations agenda primarily through its commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals. Usually, our conference is embedded in topics that promote the SDGs, particularly in areas of legal development, human rights, inclusive governance, leadership. We discuss all that, we share all that, and that is why the 2 first conference days are basically educational days, professional engagements, and we come together to discuss all those topics. So you should look forward to that. And then your other question was regarding whether we are open to partnerships. Yes, we are. We actually seek partnerships. In order to bring this conference to the glory we want, we seek partnerships with. That's why you had Honorable Atanga mention that we partnered with DLA Piper in the 2022 conference. Baker McKenzie was the one that hosted us for the culture event. So yes, we ask for partnerships. We reach out to organizations that can come through and partner with us to be able to bring this conference to accomplishment. And I think your third question was regarding the leadership. If you're able to, if you want to serve or you intend to offer some volunteering work for the organization, for the federation, yes, please. We welcome you. I have engaged you. I think you already know me, Andile. I have already engaged you, and we thank you for reaching out and the willingness to support the organization, the federation, and we shall engage you further to see how we can actually work with you to assist us with actually publicizing it across South Africa before we actually come. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope that answers your question. We also have here the Deputy Country Director from Ivory Coast, Mr. Emmanuel, who has accepted to translate for our French speaking country directors available. So if we can kindly acknowledge him. If we can acknowledge him so he helps with the translation. So moving forward, he would assist us with the rest of the agenda by translating for our French speaking country directors. Once again, we apologize for not making this available earlier, but we have gotten hold of one of our country directors, so please pardon us as we continue now with a translator. Okay, thank you very much for that. So without much to do now, or without much questions for chairperson, we would move on to the next on the program outline, which is the declaration of the conference duly launched by our president, Her Excellency Izetta. So, Her Excellency Izetta. So, Madam President, kindly come in. Thank you very much.
Thank you so kindly. Honorable Emmanuel Wombodo, Pioneer President, Honorable Afra Eli Day, Honorable Siafa Banke Muka II, Honorable Siram Kofi Siram, Honorable Hilary Ramsey, Vice President of the Sixth Executive Council, members of the Sixth Executive Council, regional directors, country directors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before we dive into the business of launching this historical conference, let me address the one fear that unites us in this online meeting. No, not the fear of failing our bar exams or accidentally citing or repeal statute. It is the fear of muting ourselves halfway through a brilliant point, or worse, realizing mid-sentence that our camera has been off the entire time while we were making dramatic hand gestures. So let me reassure you, if my Wi-Fi fails today, please assume I'm still speaking eloquently in a parallel digital universe. And if anyone's cat walk across across their keyboard and deletes this launch speech, just know that even the African Union cannot legislate against feline interference. Now, with that collective sigh of relief, it is my immense honor as International President of the Federation of African Law Students, in partnership with the African Union, to officially launch our landmark conference under the theme Reimagining Africa's Legal Future: Innovation, Integration, and Justice, scheduled to take place this October in the vibrant legal heart of Cape Town, South Africa. This conference is not merely an academic gathering, it is a direct response to the African Union's Agenda 2063 and its call for a continent driven by inclusive growth, rule of law, and youth-led transformation. Over the days in Cape Town, we will bring together law students, legal practitioners, AU officials, and policy experts to tackle pressing issues, from harmonizing cross-border trade laws to advancing digital rights and climate justice. Through interactive workshops, moot court competitions, and high-level panels, we aim to produce actionable resolutions that will be presented at the next AU Summit. Today's online launch marks the beginning of our journey. Registration opens next week, and we invite each of you to become a founding ambassadors in your respective law faculties. Let us turn the fear of what if into the fire of let's go, and prove that African law students are not just inheriting the continent's future, but building it one statue at a time. One FALAS, one Africa. And I know we are unifying the African voice, and all that glitters is FALAS. Today is our official launch and formal launch of our conference for this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Mr. Grace, please could you mute yourself? Or unless you can speak. Yeah, thank you very much. Mr. Emmanuel, could you kindly summarize that by translating for our French-speaking members? Miss Shamima, can you mute yourself? Mr. Emmanuel, please, are you still around to translate?
Let's just proceed. Maybe his internet is troubling him, so let's just proceed, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam President. Madam Chairperson.
Yes, please. Honorable Bev, thank you so much, Madam President, for the beautiful sharing you just made. And I would like to invite, briefly, if you let me, I would like to invite Honorable Grace Waiswanswawa. He has already been introduced by Madam President, and he will be sharing briefly about the possibility of partnerships to the Federation as far as this conference is concerned.
Honorable Grace, please, the floor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I observed the protocol, especially Miss Her Excellency Zeta Jones Hall, who is the steering wheel of this great institution. The past presidents who are on the call, the past president Alfred Eli Day, past president Van Kemokai II, and all other past presidents, including Ambassador Emmanuel. This is exciting. The conference is always a good initiative, bringing together young legal minds from all across Africa, and of course, being a part of the pioneers of the first conference. I'm very excited to see that we are making another big step.
Honorable Grace, please a minute. Madam President, can you mute yourself?
Yes. Louis?
Madam President, could you please mute? Thank you. Honorable Grace, sorry for that. Please continue.
Yeah, I was saying that to host it in South Africa, which holds a lot of memories for me, because I was the chief convener of the Federation of African Law Students Conference in South Africa in 2022, is again another very nostalgic experience. So I was invited to speak specifically on sponsorships. I think owing to that experience, During our conference in 2022, we had various sponsors coming through to support the conference. We had DLA Piper, we had Baker McKenzie, we had Bowman's, we had Vaxman's, Tony's, and other the International Bar Association, no, the American Bar Association, which came through to support the conference. So I've been hearing questions about whether we allow partnerships, whether we are open to sponsorships, and the answer is absolutely yes. We will work together. I will be available to support the team, the organizing committee, to come up with good sponsorship packages for the different law firms, especially those based in Cape Town, the coast city. And I know that this will be a good and a successful venture. We will have platinum, gold, silver sponsors, and we shall try as much as possible to also reach out to different institutions. I've seen that the conference is so much more about technology, about policy. So I think we shall approach law firms, we shall approach non-government organizations, and we will be able to come up with some good sponsorship packages. The most important thing for us all to know is that we have started early enough. October is still some time away, and we can be able to approach these law firms to come up with the best sponsorship packages for you. The beauty about sponsorship is that it helps to offset some of the expenses, and you never know, could also help us to have enough money to sponsor some of the activities of the conference. So, and also to sponsor the activities after the conference, because the federation does a lot of activities in all other countries, and would like to be in a position where we can be able to support the different directorates in some of these activities. So we look forward to a great conference, and we will be able to work together to secure the best sponsorship packages for the conference. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Grace. And thank you for making yourself available to help with our upcoming conference. We really do appreciate you. So thank you very much. Thank you once again, Madam President, for the successful launch of the FALAS 2026 conference. We were scheduled to have a security briefing at this point. However, the presenter is currently unavailable due to unforeseen circumstances. So we'll proceed to the next on our program. We now open the floor for any other business. Kindly indicate by raising your hands if you have any contributions. Madam Chair, then we take Mr. Emmanuel right after. Madam Chairperson, is your hand still up, or it was up previously? Well, please, does any other person have any contributions?
Sorry, my hand was not up, sorry.
Sorry, we have a message. Please, those from Ghana, is there a contact person you can provide? Yes, please. We do have our our country director and also our regional director, but I believe due to other important schedules, our country director has left us, but we do have our deputy country director with us, Mr. Lawrence Adair is available, and he can be responsible for any any questions you may have concerning the conference. Please, are you with us, Mr. Lawrence? If not, we do have our regional director for West Africa, Miss Hyde. She spoke earlier on. She's also available, and she's also in Ghana. She can help with any communication as well. Miss Hyde, do you mind providing your email in the chat?
Yes, please. Yes, please, Madam Secretary General. Deputy Secretary General. I'll provide my email and my contact number.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. Please, any other person? But kindly note that if you're also in any other country, your country directors or regional directors are available to assist in any way possible. We do have the regional director for North Africa. We have Ms. Ratania on the call, so she could also provide her email in the chat so that anyone from North Africa could kindly send her a message and she would reply briefly. Mr. Tanga, please have
Yes.
the floor.
All right. So I just want to add that we will try to make the dissemination of information easier by collating the emails and contact numbers of all active country directors and regional directors. And then you can design a flyer and release it to the public so that after the call, anybody who has an information can reach out to their respective country directors and regional directors for more information and clarifications. Yeah, that's what I just wanted to add.
Thank you very much for that. If you're wondering who Mr. Tanga is, he's been one person who has been instrumental in planning and coordination of this conference. So if he comes in, he is the rightful person to come in and speak on some matters. Thank you very much for your contribution, sir. Kindly permit me to read from the chat again. I have a question about the expectations of students that will attend the conference. What do you have in store for them at the end of the conference? Students. I believe most of us are students, or many of us. So expectations. Well, there's a lot you're going to learn from the conference and networking opportunities, unless you want to clarify more on that. The name again is Mr. Emmanuel. Could you clarify more on the question? Please, would you want to speak? You asked the question, but we want to know more, or we want you to clarify on that so we help answer. Mr. Emmanuel Gui, I hope I'm pronouncing that well. Well, thank you for that question. Madam Chair, would you want to come in? Do you have anything to say regarding that question?
Well, yes, like any legal professional and any other professional, of course, the conference is welcome to the legal professionals and people from all different other sectors. You should expect to acquire academic and intellectual growth. You expect to learn from experts from different countries across Africa. You expect to gain knowledge on different comparative legal perspectives. We discuss policy, we discuss justice, human rights, professional networking. Generally, you're going to have global exposure it's a lot that you're going to learn. The teamwork, the networking that you will be involved in. You're going to speak to people from different networks. You're going to exchange contacts. You do not know how much this conference can build you, but definitely you should expect to learn so much. Besides the practical legal skills that we share and the career development, it's a lot to really acquire from the conference.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Please, if you have any other question, Mr. Emmanuel, you could send a text. But if not, we would move on to the next person. We have the hands. Let me reintroduce this person. I'm about to give her the floor. So we have the Director of Welfare and also the co-chair of the committee for the conference planning, Mrs. or Honorable Priscilla Ahaibo. Please take the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Beverly. Good evening, everyone. I would just like to add to what my honorable chairperson, Ms. Shanita, just said with regards to what you should expect when you come to the conference. I mean, she said a lot. I just want to add the cultural experience that you are going to experience. You know, you're going to meet people from different cultures. Since you are going to have different countries, you're going to learn from different countries. You're going to get the opportunity to taste the food from different countries from our cultural day, and there's going to be like a parade of nations, so it's more or less like a global experience for you. So it's not just you coming to Cape Town or South Africa, but then you get to experience the rich culture from different countries. So I think we should all be excited and look forward to attending this conference. This one is actually going to be better than all the other ones we've had, so please come. Thank you.
It's going to be better, more interactive, more educative, more fun. The networking on points, everything is just going to be amazing. And we anticipate all of you, your presence there. Does any other person have any contributions? If not,
sorry, just to add one last thing. So we actually also have a surprise that we haven't announced, but we are going to be having some artists, you know, from different countries. This is supposed to be a surprise, but just to whet your appetite, just come. It's really going to be fun. We are going to have some big artists from Nigeria, some from Ghana, South Africa. We are turning up. So please come, let's turn up. It's not just about studies. We are coming to turn up as well. Cape Town, here we come.
Okay, so much excitement from our co-chair, and that should tell you what you should expect. Even though we shouldn't expect studies there, just know that through FALAS conferences, many people or delegates have been able to meet mentors who have shaped their legal journey. So you're about to have fun, and with the right networking, you're about to get someone to mentor you on this legal journey. So expect nothing but the best from us and this 2026 FALAS conference. Without much, I would move on to the next on the program. But let me say this before we move on. Kindly look in the chat, the in-call messages. We have some country directors sharing their emails. Please contact them if you find yourself in any of these countries, or if you are from these countries, or if you are members of FALAS in these countries. Please contact them and they are ready to assist you. We have FALAS Libya and others. Please do well to take note of that. Thank you. So without much to say, we move on to the next on the program outline, which is the closing remarks from our Vice President, His Excellency Hilary Ramsey.
Thank you so much, Honorable Beverly, Madam President, former FALAS presidents, International Executive Council, FALAS alumni, the conference committee, FALAS cabinet members, and all FALASites present in the meeting. Good afternoon. As we draw the curtain on today's meeting, it is evident that we have reached a very important milestone in our FALAS calendar. So today's announcement of the conference is not just a logistical update. It is the formal unveiling of FALAS' highest forum for intellectual exchange. So our regional directors, country directors, committee chairpersons, the announcement phase is complete right now. And we have officially entered into the phase of execution and due diligence. So start to mobilize funds to at least ensure that you register at least 10 delegates, at least 10 from every country. We want to have a huge delegation this time around, and we don't want to leave out any country, we don't want to leave out anyone. So please, let's work together, because the success of the conference is our collective responsibility. We are all, in our capacities, we are trustees of FALAS. So as we move forward, I wish to leave with some few messages. One is to the directors, country directors, regional directors, clear communication and mobilization. Every director must actively inform, engage, and mobilize members in their jurisdictions. Preach out and preach to them the importance of the conference. When African law students from across Africa, when they assemble in one country, to learn, to exchange, interact, and to explore. It's very important, and ensure that this message reaches universities, it reaches law students, it reaches partners, and everyone who is interested. The second thing is timeline and deadline. We should treat all timelines as binding. Registration timeline, submissions timeline, logistic, and also reporting should be strictly followed. Because when we delay, these delays at one level, it affects the entire conference structure and even affects the organization. So we need to be so keen about that. Reporting. Each office bearer must give regular updates to the international executives or to the committee concerned. Because when you're quiet or when you keep silent or when you report lately, it creates a gap. So it's important to report regularly so that if there is any challenge, then the committee or the executive can look into the challenge and address it. Also, regional directors and country directors must actively seek sponsorship, partnership, and support. Yes. The success of the conference is heavily tied to financial and material backing. Without money, this cannot happen. Without money, we cannot have this beautiful conference. So resource mobilization is very important. And you can reach out to universities, you reach out to bar associations, reach out to the judiciary, reach out to justice ministries. They can support. I know there are some countries that government institutions are so supportive, and some other NGOs that support a student program of this nature. And you can also reach out to us for support on how to solicit funds. We'll later on share with you a draft on how you can get funds, or how you can write to these partners and sponsors. So lastly, this is not someone else's conference. It's our own conference. Every director, every chairperson must treat it as their own personal responsibility to deliver success. Let us work together to make this conference a successful one. In conclusion, this conference jurisdiction is for the success of the conference. It lies in each one of us in this meeting. So I have full confidence that we will do our best with our utmost bona fide to deliver a world-class event and one of the most amazing gathering of the future leaders and legal giants of Africa. Have a good evening. I've called this meeting to an end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. Before we have our closing prayer by our General Secretary, I'd want to acknowledge my country directors for sticking and staying with us from the beginning till the end. My regional directors, or our regional directors, sorry, our committee chairpersons, and the executive council.
Thank you.
Mr. Grace, are you speaking? Okay. Yes, and our executive council for sticking and staying. Madam President, thank you very much. Mr. Vice President, thank you very much once again for the closing remarks. To all of you that joined us, we really appreciate all of you. And until next time, thank you for joining. We would call in our Secretary General to give us the closing prayer, then right after we end the call.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Bevelin, Honorable Bevelin, for moderating this session. Protocols observed, and my duty is simple. just like we did as we're opening our session with a prayer in various jurisdictions. Just humble yourself and you pray in whatever you believe in 1 or 2 seconds. And may our God help us. Thank you very much for attending. We look fruitful conference ahead of time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Do you have a good evening?
Yes. That is the end of the live stream. Okay, so I will end it very soon, but conclude by welcoming everyone who will watch this live stream beyond the live session to partake in the upcoming Cape Town convergence of the African law students. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be very fun. And we do hope to see you there.